What determines our sex? Our body or our brain?
It's like, how do you know you're left-handed or right-handed? You know.
Sometimes something has to be changed.
It was my face. It was something physically that needed to be changed.
Physical change can bring mental change.
It's just funny, I'm more in touch with my female side now.
These days, there are more opportunities than ever to be born of one sex and to die as another.
A feminine woman, a masculine woman, a feminine man, a masculine man.
For some, there is no alternative other than change.
If you don't treat it, life really isn't worth living.
Two people, a woman and a man, are about to change their gender.
It scares me to think about what if this were not able to happen.
With the advances in medicine,
we changed lives so dramatically.
It's easier than it has ever been. It is a rite of passage for a boy becoming a man.
I mean, I wanted to so bad when I was little, but you can't really control what your body does.
Shaving has double the significance when a woman becomes a man.
Shaving is a really fun, masculine ritual to do. It's very validating as a man. And it's one of the things that's sort of like a rite of passage in adolescence that I always wanted, and I could never experience that when I was like 14.
Aidan has been living with the body of a female for 24 years, but that is about to change.
And I look in that mirror, and the face I see staring back is the face that I've always dreamed that I could have.
This is Michael.
You know, I got 20 or 30 years of my life left, and to finally get to live it as what I've chosen is a dream.
Michael is preparing to face the world as Michelle, to spend the rest of his life as a woman.
It's a defining moment, and it is the first day of my new life that I will be Michelle.
For Aidan and Michael, there will be no going back. They are reaching the point of no return in a journey across the gender barrier.
It's a really scary step to take, to change from one gender to the other and then step out into the world.
Having this surgery is sort of the last step, and not only will I feel male, but I will look male.
And I'm frankly terrified, but excited at the same time.
I'm just so confident this is what I want to do.
For Michael and Aidan, changing gender is not a question of preferring to be the other sex. They see it not as a matter of choice, but of being true to themselves.
We want to just be another face in the crowd that you don't take a second look at.
People will look at my face and like the rest of my body, and then they'll definitely look at my chest to try to figure out what gender I am.
Just to be accepted as a woman like I feel inside and not get a second glance or a second look or have anyone question what I ever was.
I mean, I need that so badly, to just be able to go out, take a walk, not have to worry about how I look or who's looking at me, and just have like a normal life, you know, that's it.
Aidan started life as April. She always knew that she wanted to be a male when she grew up.
Being transgendered is, it's like there's no gray area at all in terms of my gender, and there never was. Like, I definitely knew from my first memory that I was a boy, and that has never wavered.
Aidan is about to have his breasts removed, what is called chest reconstruction surgery. Until now, he has prepared for transition with heavy doses of testosterone.
Having this operation, I'm hoping to achieve just an ability to have a normal life where I've always had to try to hide my chest. It's really my goal to appear masculine and, you know, appear as a man. But really, in a larger sense, it's just more important for me to be completely okay with my entire body, which I haven't been before.
Under the surgeon's knife, he will be given the chest of a man.
It's a big, drastic decision, and I'm aware that it's unchangeable and life-altering. And I have had sort of brief irrational questions, you know, am I doing the right thing? And every time I've just immediately known that it is. And there's just no doubt. I'm not even scared.
The number of female-to-male transsexuals is not known, but it is many thousands in America alone. At the minimum, it is about 1 in every 30,000 people, but there could be many more who hide the fact.
A lot of female-bodied people can live as men without presenting to the medical establishment. So they don't change their bodies. They don't come forward for surgery. They don't get counted.
Male-to-female transgenders tend to be more visible. The best estimate is that there are currently between 10 and 12,000 women in the United States who were born as men.
Considering the number of people I've met, I would say that the numbers are probably much higher than are being counted.
Michael is about to embark on a new life. He's had 48 years of his old one, as a man who has had 2 marriages and 4 children.
Just getting married and siring children is my attempt to live to fulfill that role model that everyone expected me to be.
Michael made the decision to become Michelle a year ago and began by taking hormones. He knows what he stands to lose by changing.
I think of all the things I can lose, and it's a lot. It's everything I've worked for all of my life, but not being true to myself is a far worse sentence to me than losing all of that.
Michael has traveled to San Francisco from the Midwest for this phase of his transition.
Hi, how are you? I'm Ann Grogan. Yes, you too. Welcome. Welcome to our great shopping day today.
I'm excited.
Good.
Anne Grogan is a so-called style counselor who works with the transgender community. She'll help Michael prepare for the moment he comes out as a woman.
Clothing. Everyone has a clothing personality.
Yeah.
It can be classic, flirty, ingenue, romantic, sporty. And we want to get a little closer to what fits for you. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
We have a lot to accomplish.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. I have to mention this first. I love this color.
Yes,
Good.
good. You're pink. I like pink too. Well, let's see. Let's hold it up and look.
In my lifetime, yes, this is the bravest thing I've ever had to do. You know, it's 95% confidence. And I'm not going to pass all the time. I know that. So it is, to a degree, you need to become thick-skinned.
The one issue might be as you undergo electrolysis, you will notice some redness on your face. Sometimes wearing a salmon color or red color actually brings out the redness rather than minimizes it.
See, I don't know about that stuff.
Well, you're knowing. Are you listening?
Yes, I am.
Okay. A sale rack. What woman doesn't like to go to a sale rack? Now, let's see. We think you're about a 10 in a dress size.
And it depends on the shoulders.
Depends on the shoulders.
Yeah.
It seems to me in my experience that it has become a crucial step for those at the initial phase of transition. This is the phase when they don't know exactly how to appear in public. What we're doing is giving them permission to simply experiment and explore, much the way that little girls explore. And we try to find what is our style in the world, what are we comfortable with.
I love this neckline.
And get it. This is very feminine. And also this creates a very nice appearance or illusion of a bosom. The only cautionary note is...
Michael has never worn a woman's clothes in public before.
Oh, that's cute.
Is that how it's supposed to feel? I've dressed up as a woman and stayed within the confines and safety of my own house, but I've never been outside in the public view as a woman.
To qualify for chest reconstruction surgery, Aidan had to meet strict requirements.
All of the patients that I operate on have been through some form of therapy, psychosexual counseling, evaluation, and therapy. The goal of the operation really is to remove the female breast tissue, excess skin, and make male-appearing areola and nipples by size and position. So they have a basic flat male chest appearance. You'll be going home wrapped in a binder, and you'll have two drains, one on each side of your chest. Don't expect the drainage to be the same on both sides. It rarely is.
Okay.
Also, don't expect the pain to be the same on both sides. It rarely is.
Somebody might be prompted to ask, like, why are you doing this to yourself? It costs a good deal of money. It's painful. It's hard to recover from. You're scarred for life physically. I mean, the scars will fade but never go away. And to that, I guess I can only answer that this is so important to me that I'm willing to go through all of that just to have something that I really need.
The staff is excellent, and they're very sensitive, competent. Oh, I think Aiden is a good candidate in the sense that he appears male, and his mannerisms are male.
The desire to dress in the clothing of the opposite sex is transvestism. To Michael, there is a big difference between a transvestite and a transsexual.
Transvestite or crossdresser is okay with their gender. They want these occasional chances to live as the other gender by dressing. The transsexual needs to change their body, and it's a constant thing. It's not something they do in episodes or in phases. You know, it's constant. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
This shopping spree has been the first of many for Michael. Aidan started by taking hormones.
The first physical or like medical step for transitioning is taking testosterone.
The changes started almost immediately.
My skin got more oily. I noticed that right away. And then over time, I have noticed that my face has changed shape. I began growing facial hair. Also, my muscle mass has shifted so that I'm able to build muscle pretty quickly. My hips have pretty much gone away, and that'll only change over time in the same way.
The changes were not only physical. Before long, Aidan found that he was beginning to think like a male, or how he imagined a male would think.
I felt immediately a lot more dissociation with my emotions. Not the kind where I couldn't experience them, but I could choose not to. In a way that I assume is pretty masculine, where if something was bothering me, but I had something immediate I needed to deal with, I could sort of put those, emotions on hold to a degree that I'd never been able to before. After a month or two, the aggressiveness kicked in, which has been good and bad. Sometimes I'm driving and I just, I get this road rage I never used to have before. Get this thing!
Aidan's reaction to testosterone is not untypical. It seems to reinforce the concept that human emotions are at least partly derived from hormones.
What I found in giving hormones to people who are transgender, that during their transition, that surprisingly, many of the stereotypical behaviors that we have kind of struggled with and possibly denied about men and women actually turn out to be true. It's surprising to me how consistent the shift in people's emotional experience and their ability to express their emotions really changes with hormones. It's quite dramatic.
Masculinity and femininity are thought by many to be the result of nurture rather than nature. Put a child in a dress, along with other girls, and she too will become feminine. Not so, says Dr. Kohler. The effect of hormone therapy suggests that the gender is fashioned before birth. Michael has been on estrogen, the hormone for male to female transsexuals, for more than a year.
14 minutes.
What have you noticed so far?
Face is smoother, skin is softer, the body hair actually is reduced a lot, and the beard seems to grow actually slower, about half as fast. I don't know, maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part.
I mean, I do think that it could slow down.
Michael is going to speed up the changes to his face by having his beard removed by electrolysis.
It is essential to remove the beard. It not only gets rid of the 5 o'clock shadow, but it changes the texture of the facial skin as well.